Hey guys, it's Susanna here. I am very excited to be able to share with you this project. It's called Birds of Beauty, and I've designed this a little while ago, and I sort of started doing this at a friend's place. But I've had plenty of other projects in the meantime to do, so I haven't, got started on it yet. Now this, I've got 13 kits of the big one and 4 kits of the small one, and the big one consists of 7 birds, and the small one is this size and consists of 3 birds. And what does it come with? It comes with 3 birds and a couple of these the silky flowers. So I'll show you. Here's the big kit, and that's the smaller kit. So the smaller kit, I mean the fabric's been folded in half. They all come with the backing as well, so that you get the backing. The small one measures 23 by 30, and the big one, it's a whopper, and you get the backing with that as well. The big one is this size, and this gorgeous fabric is made in the United Kingdom, and I only had enough, I made enough kits to get this fabric, and I hand dyed it, so it's sort of bluish on the top and a bit more greeny on the bottom, so to represent the sky and the green of the grass. So some of the small ones I think are all sort of greeny bluey, because I had small pieces left over, and I thought, oh, I'll make some smaller kits. Now the big one is, I'll go up to there, about 50 centimetres, which is about 20 inches. So 23 centimetres is 9 inches, and what did I say it was? 23, yeah, so the small one is 9 inches by 30, which is 12, so 9 by 12 inches, and so this one is 20 by, so big, I have to get it sideways, so when I work on it, so it's a big piece. About 75, so 50 by 75, which is 29, nearly 30 inches. So yeah, it's a big one, but I wanted to I just love birds, and when I was doing art and everything, and I wanted to incorporate art into my stitching, so I thought, oh, I might do something quite big, and this beautiful fabric, which I happen to get, lends itself out to slow stitching. I mean, you can just see, you can slow stitch along there. So what I was planning on doing was sewing the birds on, which I've just started here, doing the stitching for the birds and doing that like that, and then doing the slow stitching of the leaves and all that kind of stuff, like through that, so that then becomes the back. But I thought you really sort of need to grab it nice and close and do it. So I didn't want it to be too thick, because you have to go through quite a few layers with the birds. Now, so what I'm going to do is I'll show you what you get in the kits. This is the big kit, and you get all the fabric, well, maybe not all the fabrics, you get all the fabrics. I've spent quite a bit of time doing the threads on there. So you get the threads, all the different colours in there, and the design of the birds I've done them all individually like that, so you get the bit of fabric, backing, all these done individually on the actual kits themselves. I've stapled it to the actual design. So now the reason why these sort of patterns are a bit more expensive is because it's not, you don't just get, and it seems like you get little pieces, but that's all you need. It's the design that you're paying for and all the work that I've done. I actually watercoloured these in and then I photocopied it in colour, and it came out really well. It looks really quite nice. So you get, that's the patterns that you get with them. So I tried to pick nice and bright birds, and some of my favourites, I love the tufted titmouse and I love the fairy wren, and the robin's always a favourite. Some of these are unusual names, but I just found them in a book. So orange-breasted bunting and a blackbird, I just like the look of it. A cardinal, nice and bright, and brassy-breasted tanger, I think it's called. So that's what you'll be having on all of the, on the big one. So I'll just and each of the kits like that is stapled onto that one, so you know exactly what fabrics go with what. So I mean, it's quite obvious that's going to be the cardinal, and then that. So yeah, it took me and my friend quite a while to you know, sort out and cut out all the little bits of the fabrics, and you know, like I went and looked for references in a book, and then, you know, references, and then I drew these little guys. I just think they're cute. I just love birds. So that's what you get in the bigger kit. And this is going to be sort of a fairly big project. It's a bit like my the Four Seasons one that I did. You know, it took a bit of extra time, but it's going to be worth it now. And then the small one is just the three birds, and they're my three favourites. So and I thought, rather than having all the threads, because I didn't have enough for all of them, on this one I put really pretty flowers, so that'll have flowers on there. Okay, now, so we'll put these away and proceed to show you what you need to do. So I've got that. Now I'm going to draw out the other ones. I've got my little bits. I've already the blackbird and the orange-breasted stuff, and I've got my pieces. These have already been cut and trimmed and all that kind of stuff, but I used these ones on here. I thought I just wanted to get started to see what it's going to look like, and I'm really happy with how that looks. Got my threads, so I needed to, and then I've got leftover bits of fabric, and yeah. So what you do is you get your Veliza fix. Right, now that should show up okay on that. You don't even need a you know, what are they called? One of those white. You don't need to put it on the window. And this pattern is the opposite way, so that when you sew these bits on, iron them on, they will come out facing this way. So I always do the patterns in the opposite way. See, you can see that. So I'll just do with a fair bit of work in the fairy wren, but stick to this, and I'm just going to sort of do, because it's got a little bit of a tuft. Now this is light heat and bond, so because we need to be stitching through it, so you don't want it to be too firm. So you can't get the needle through, so there's the light heat and bond. Okay, so that's that. And it's a little wing. And then the beak, which is quite tiny. But, some pieces I could have had more pieces, but I thought I wanted to do that with the embroidery. So that's why I left the, I thought I'd paint it so you've got the idea of where the bits and pieces need to go. Including, you know, some of the, I'm going to do some, you know, yellow highlights here, and yeah, so that's, so we'll just go TT, tufted titmouse, that one, and then, so this is what you do all the tracing. Try and get it as close as I can, if you want to sort of save, I'll do the body. Do the body. Put that ring. Okay. Crest. Yeah, this is probably the most difficult to piece together, so I will show you how to do this one when we actually are putting it together. So put two, okay, now this is an unusual shape. This here, the little, and it seems really weird when you're putting it together and cutting it out, but it works. This is what I had to sort of nut out, trying to get, you know, you draw your picture and then you've got to figure out how you're going to transform this into, so that's the breast, so that's this black part here, and then you put the other bits on there, breast. So crest, okay, now we've got, I'll do the wing, and that little tail, that's what the wrens are very well known for. They're little sticky out tails, they're just so cute. This is an Australian wren. Tail. We'll do the beak. Yeah. And then we've got the wing, which I'll probably do there because it sort of fits in that spot. Pull out the rail. There we go. So, rather than getting you to watch me doing the robin, I'll do that off camera, and then I'll proceed to cut it out, and then line it. So what have we got? 1, 2, the breast, the crest, beak, wing. Yep, there we go. Take them apart. And then we do that. So I'll be back. I'll cut these out and then I'll show you how to put the little bits on there. Okay, I'm back again. Now, what you do is you cut out, so this is the, I've done the, I haven't cut out the wren just yet, but these 3 pieces are for the robin. Now, I've got here's the beak for the robin, but on like this one here, I've just drawn it because I think I'm going to stitch it. It's just so small, but for the tufted titmouse you really do need to have it. So the robin is going to have this as the body, so you've almost got enough for extras. So I've been generous. These are the pieces that I've put on all of them, doing this left-handed, which is a little weird, but so you cut it out, just leave a little bit extra on the side. Okay, so that's the body. Now the wing, see how you want to have the wing. How did I have it? Sort of going sideways, so I thought to have that there, and then this is the side wing. So there you go on there, down you go, and then the breast. So bang in the middle of that. So this has got a front and a back side of it, so you put it on the back. So you always put it on the back side of the fabric. Okay, now I've got, this is the tufted titmouse. I had a lot of square, hopefully I'm in camera. Yes, sorry if I wasn't. Yeah, so I keep the beak. If you want to, you can have the beak. I would probably recommend doing it in that colour or whatever, or get a brown, but I didn't put fabric in there. Now there is a right side and a wrong side. That's the right side. So what we're going to do is got the body. See, it really doesn't need a lot. And then here's the wing. So the wing part, I think you get a bit that is quite light. I want a bit of a stripe on there, so I might put that there. And then the beak is a little bit darker, so we'll put it on the darker bit there. So there we go. Now we proceed to, I've left it a little bit across the line, and so you just cut out on the edge. I mean, these are teeny little pieces, but this is going to be done in a slow stitch way. Like I am not going to, like on here, see I haven't tacked it down, I've just ironed it, and I'm going to stitch it down with the threads. That's what's going to hold it down. And we're going to be stitching the legs as well, so I'll show you how to draw them. Now this has got a bit of an unusual shape, and it seems weird, but go with the shape of what the patterns are, because like I said, you know, I've worked it all out and figuring it all out. And once they're on there, that's the shape they are. This one does need the beak. Okay, and then the body. So you do this same technique with all of the all 7 of the birds if you get the big kit, and all 3 of them if you get the small one. Okay. And the big bird one, I've pre-cut them out. Some of the bits are really small. So I usually only do the beak if the beak is a bit of a different colour. I will get the fabric for it. But if it's a standard like brown, like yeah, I won't. Okay, we'll do. Ooh, it is a little wiggle. So you need a good sharp pair of scissors. Then you have got little pieces left over, but not a lot. Okay. Okay. So that will go that way, and then the wing goes there, and that goes there. So you can already see it's starting to look like a bird, and all the rest that's why I've drawn the pattern. You get your pen and you draw it in. I draw in the eye. So like I said with most of my when I did the things last year, you get yourself a waterproof and fade proof pigment ink pen, one of these small fine line pens, and a white gel pen, which is very helpful for when you go around the eyes and all that kind of stuff, the dot and everything, just so you know where to stitch. It does make it very handy. Okay, so I will turn that off now, and then I'll cut up these, and then I could probably show you how I iron on. I think these are pretty easy, that's basic, and even that one, but I will cut up the other one, and I definitely have to show you how to place this one, that's for sure, and probably some of the others as well. So okay, I'll be back. Hey guys, I'm back again. I'm just deciding where I'm going to place my bird. So I'll just put on, show you how I do the little this guy here, because it's pretty full on. Okay, now in the pattern, the crest is out of that light blue fabric. Then you've got, I've put them, labelled them 1 and 2. Is that still over here? Here we go. It's so easy to lose. Out of that sort of like sort of check fabric, that funny breast shape is from the black. Okay, so what we're going to do, I thought I'll probably put him over here. Now it pays to get your little piece, because that's the right side up now, and go like that. Okay, so put this down. This is the easiest part. So like that. So I've got to leave a little bit of space for where I think the legs are going to go, so we'll put that down there. Okay, I'll give that a quick iron. Now this part is a little bit trickier, so we'll take off our backing of all the bits. Okay, I think that's that part there, so that's easy to remember. I'll just leave that 1 and 2, that's the small part. Now that goes along there like that. Okay, now the tail is going to go like that, and the wing, pretty important, so I'll just leave that there. I've got this one, which is number 2, is going to go in there. See, this is a little bit trickier, but once it's down, it's down. And it looks like there's a third piece there on the wing, but we're going to be embroidering that, so in the blue. Now, that part, I think, if I remember correctly, yes, that part actually goes on top rather than underneath. So the small number 2 goes underneath, and that actually goes on top. And move it over a tad. You can still see some of the white. I think the crest goes over the top of that as well. You need to leave room for the eye. Now this is going to go like that. And just got to be really careful. Now it doesn't matter that it's sticking out a little bit like that, because it gives it a little bit of depth of character. So we go plonk. Now it's got a different colour there, but once again, where there's no bits of fabric, that's where the embroidery is going to go. So it's already starting to look like a wren. Now here's the beak, and so what I'm going to do, it's pretty simple. It's just a triangle, and it really doesn't matter. It's only a very small beak because we're going to be embroidering that. So, and then the eye is going to be done in the white. Give you a bit of an idea. Might go a little bit over that piece there. Okay, now his legs sort of goes a little bit of a Y like that, and then a little bit of a Y like this, and it goes like this. Like a little, and then we have one leg going out like that, and then 3 little legs going out like this, and then that one got a less of a thing, and then one at the back, 3 coming out like that. Okay, and it does look a little funny at the moment, but what we're going to do is get this, and we're going to draw in just some little tufts, and I'll do the same along here. And a couple of lines. Now this is just rough. If you don't feel confident with this pen, you can do it with a pencil. Now it does look a little different. See how same pattern looks different. Actually, I think I may have, this needs to go underneath. There we go. That's why it didn't look quite right. It does need to go underneath. I thought there's a bit more of a shape with that eye. That's it. Nope. And this also holds in the black too. So we're just going to do a line, a small line, going here. And see how that's, you have to sort of really hold it. The thin, the light Size-FX dust tends to come underneath. So that's where we're going to be placing our little ring. So the blackbird and all that are a little bit easier. So just a bit of a rough. Now with this one, you can just see that's where you've got it. That's really easy. You need to put that somewhere. I've given you that, so I would probably put that where there is almost where did I put it on that one? It needs to be sitting on somewhere where the little wing, the things can go over. So I'm thinking that one can go there. That's a nice simple one, that one. Okay. So now that's going to go fairly close. So once again, grab the thing. You see, you automatically think it's going to go a certain way. It's going to go more over. So there we go. Seems a bit of a weird angle. Yeah. Okay. And there's the beak. Oh. Over in that way. And the wing. Goes that way, so we probably need to have it sitting a little bit more curved. So you always sort of go back through to your picture. I've had that point going there. Now just a look. How's that one compared to that? Oh yeah, I think I did have it a little bit more over like that. So maybe coming in a little bit. There we go. Okay, now it does seem a little weird, but it's all good. Going in there like that. Hold it on. Now, this one, you've got you sort of have it going around. Okay, then we have got this little go by this. Got a mark there, I'll do embroidery going around. That's what we've got there. And then we're going to have a little bit on the wing. Then all little tufts here. These are a bit of a tuft here, which is really going to have, and I'll do a bit here as well. Didn't do it on the other one. And it's a teardrop shape eye, and that's what brings this little guy to life. Very cute. Definitely needs more of that shape. So I've got little tufts, even though he's sort of like a grey bird, so that's why I did the bottom. So what we're going to do is just colour that in. I'm going to do some embroidery along there as well. Okay, so I've got that there because this is going to be the yellow, and along here is going to be yellow, and then here will be sort of a bit of yellow and the darker colour, and then I'll do a spot. So that's all I'll do for today. Yeah, this seems a bit of a very dark. So yeah, so that's what I've got on that big one there, and there's a little one there, so it's quite big. We're going to have to fit 7 on here, so all the little leaves will have different. It's going to be a hard one to show. Okay, so this is what we've done for now. So, you know, iron it on, cut it out, and do all that. So I'll catch you in the next one. So there's going to be a few parts to this video. Okay, thanks for watching, and I hope you get yourself a lovely kit and sew along with me. Bye.